Strategy Club fam, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, then stick around, see if you love me, and if you do, then subscribe and turn on the notification bell. If you're not new here, then welcome back. Thank you for being here. Thank you for loving me as much as I love you, and let's get right into today's video. So, in today's video, we are going to be talking about team management tips. This is the last video of the team building series. If you have not seen any of the other videos for the team building series, please check those out. I've been posting them every Tuesday, except for that one Tuesday that I had missed, so we not gonna talk about it. So make sure you guys go and check out those videos before you can come here, because it's just the last little few team management tips that I decided I wanted to throw out there to give you guys if you are trying to build a team of your own for your brand or business. Coffee break. So before I even continue, shout out to my team who was my inspiration for creating this video. My virtual assistant, Ryan, boom. My video editor, engagement specialist, TikTok expert, all of that stuff, Jalen, boom. And my other assistant, Marjorie, boom. And those are like the three main members of my team. Like I have other people who would like come in and out, but those are like the three main consistent people that I work with every week. And I really appreciate y'all. I want y'all to know that I appreciate y'all. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into today's video. The first team management tip is have clear, y'all see I'm looking at my handy dandy notebook. Anyway, have clear set goals for the entire team and individually. So I believe in having team meetings, but I also have individual expectations of conversations with my individual members of my team and what it is that I need for them to do. And so that they understand what their role is within the business. Not only do I explain to them what their role is, I explain to them how their role affects the business in its entirety. And I feel like that's kind of important so everybody understands their role, everybody understands the place that they play, and then the team meetings so that everybody kind of understands how they collaborate together. Make sure that you have clear-cut goals both individually for each team member and what it is that you want from them and as a collective. Number 2 is build trust between you and your team. And honestly, I feel like that could have been a whole video in itself in how to build trust between you and your team. But I do feel like that is one of the important things. In order for you to trust them, for them to trust you, there has to be room to allow everybody to do what it is that they say they're going to do. There needs to be clear communication. The rest of the stuff on this list will probably help you build trust within your team, help you trust your team members by giving them the opportunity to show you that they can do what it is that you expect from them. So building trust between you and your team is an important to do, especially considering the fact that in order for you to collaborate, you have to have some level of trust that the other people are going to do their part of the collaboration. So that is an important part. And that's why I like to have team meetings so everybody knows what each other is expected to do as well, so that you have that trust and that foundation and understanding there. Number 3 is promote positive work culture and supporting each other. A lot of businesses and brands, coffee break, doing what it needs to do, ooh, 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 ooh. A lot of businesses that I have worked with, that I have worked for, have talked about how, they promote a positive work culture, but they don't actually promote the positive work culture. It's something that they say the very first day, or like something that they say at the very beginning, like, yeah, everybody supports each other over here, but then you never hear anything about supporting each other again. I believe that it is important to constantly ask your people, like, what can I do to make this easier for you? What can I do? What kind of stuff do you need in order for you to do your best job? Constantly putting narrative in your business, in your employees, your team members, whoever's ears, that I'm here to support you just like you're here to support me. So let's all figure out how we can collaborate together in order for us to all do the best quality job. I feel like promoting that positive work culture and uplifting each other, and like in team meetings, you're like, yeah, you did really good with this, you're doing really good with that. Everybody, let's thank blah, 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 blah. All that type of stuff is really important and key to do. So I would say that promoting positive work culture is something, one, that you have to work at. It has to be intentional. It's not something that you're just going to do. It's not going to just happen. It has to be something that you're intentional about. Number 4 is plan regular meetings. We used to do this, and we still do have meetings. They're not as frequent as they used to be. They're not as frequent as I would like them to be, mostly because since I moved into this apartment complex, life has just been all over the place, and it's been hard to find a good time. But we are going to go back to having our regular bi-weekly meetings. In these meetings, that is a good time to have feedback, overview, review of goals, see where you guys are at versus where you guys are trying to get to, and what kind of decisions and moves need to be made in order for you to reach those goals. Any changes or updates or anything like that, or like progress reports from your team members. During my meetings, I always give everybody the floor to tell me like how have things been going, what are the updates, what are the analytics looking like, was there anything that we need to do, anything that we need to change, what's up, what's going on. I hear all of that during these meetings, and it's important to keep yourself and them abreast as to what we are doing as a collective. Number 5, pay attention to how your team is spending their time. I say this for several reasons. One of the reasons being this helps you see whether or not they are able to be productive in their position. So I use Asana to keep track of what they're doing and when they're doing it. I'm not gonna lie, I do not like anally check it, but I do every month or every time it's payday. I go through and I look at all the stuff that they did, and I look at the time frames, like when it was assigned versus when it was given versus the deadlines. I look at all of that different type of stuff so I can see what is most effective as far as delegating the tasks are going. If there's anybody who may need support from something, how can I help support them? I'll reach out to them like, hey, I noticed it took you a little bit longer to do this. What can I do to make this easier and simpler for you? And there's multiple ways to do that. You can do hour tracking. I do have both salaried people, and I also have hourly people. So that means that the hourly people, I know exactly what they're doing, and they send me their hours at the end of the week, and I use that to compare to what was assigned to them in Asana and see what it is that's taking them up the most time. If there's anything that we can do more productively or more efficiently, then I go ahead and I see if that's possible. If I need to maneuver who is delegated what, then I do that. So it's just important to keep track of how they're spending their time so that you, one, know how to delegate tasks in the future. Number 6 is to challenge your team while also playing to their strengths. This is something that I feel like is part of developing real relationships with your team members, figuring out what their strengths and weaknesses are and figuring out how you can utilize their strengths and then challenge them at the same time. For example, our TikTok expert engagement person, the person who's editing this video, when she first started, she was doing just engagement, but I also knew that she did TikTok videos, that she was able to edit videos. So I started with those, with TikTok, seeing how she did with that, seeing how she did with Instagram Reels, and then I challenged her again by giving her YouTube videos to edit and, just pushing her and staying in the realm of what I feel like is her genius, stuff that she's already naturally talented at, but also giving her something new to work on, to progress, to build on those skills. Slay! Slay! So learning the individuals within your team and figuring out how you can help them build on their skills while at the same time helping you grow and build your business is something that it's something that also has to be done intentionally. It's not going to happen just dry along. So pay attention to your team members and their strengths and what it is that you're finding that they are naturally talented and gifted at. Pay attention to what they're doing on the side. Ask them questions. What other skills do you have other than what I hired you to do? And then in the future, if you need those skills, you can promote in-house instead of searching for it elsewhere. The last one, which is basically building on number 2, which is trust them and respect them. I think that a big thing that is missing in a lot of businesses is the respect for their team members and employees. I feel like people be talking to their employees any old type of way. Respect them, respect their time, respect their boundaries. If you're like me and their hours are not important, it doesn't matter when they get the work done as long as they get it done within a deadline. Whatever the hours it is that they work, I respect those hours. If it is hours that I know that they're not going to be working, they're not going to want to be bothered with me, then I make sure that I am not actively trying to get them to do stuff in that time. I do not do last minute updates. I do not like when, and not to say that, not to bash anybody, sometimes stuff changes within businesses and you need to be able to have somebody who's flexible. But if you are constantly throwing last minute changes at your employees, you're not respecting their time. Let me give you an example. If, let's say you're a social media manager or whatever, and you need something done, all of a sudden a deal comes to your mind and you message your client or you message your employee at 7 o'clock at night, knowing that they're probably not working, saying that you need it by the morning. That to me is not respecting somebody else's time. You do not get to just take somebody out of their element, out of their schedule and decide that they're going to stop everything that they do in their life, because there needs to be work-life balance in order for them to do a good job and for them to stop everything they're doing within their life just to cater to you. That to me is not respecting their time. Now, if you have stuff that you need, say, can you get it done as soon as possible? You send them in an email, not a text message, not a phone call. You send it in an email which they can check at their own leisure and let them know, like, if you can get this to me as soon as possible, I would appreciate it. Then if they get it done by the next morning, cool. But if they don't, they didn't have to, because that is not their job. They do not have to work for you 24/7. And it's the same thing when people hire people like me, hire people like us, when they message me at like 10 o'clock, like, hey, can you do this by the morning? No, I cannot do that by the morning. Why would you think that I could? Learn to respect people's boundaries. Talk to them about their schedule, about their work schedule, when they are likely to not be working, so that you are not texting them, calling them at that hour and at that time, if that makes any sense. So yeah, those are my tips for team management. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the series. If you did, let me know what other kind of series you guys want me to do. I can do one on social media marketing. I can do one on each individual social media platform. I can just, we're going to be doing vlogs and videos about me being a business owner. So do not think that this is all the business content you're getting. Tuesdays are for business. Boss Bitch Tuesdays. Okay, it's not over with. So let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see me do in the future. In the meantime, make sure you follow me on my socials, Cherishing Flow _ on Instagram, Cherishing Flow on everything else. If you would like to follow my business page, it is Cherishing Flow Media on Instagram and Cherish Flow Media on Twitter. I love you guys ever so much, and I will see you in the next video.